So thank you for having me here. As you all know, we are all travelers. We travel to multiple countries, multiple states, and most of us in this room travel at least once or twice in a month to various cities for business and for pleasure. But do you know that if you look at the airports, this is one of the most underutilized mediums in India and also across the world, but the most number of populace travels to the airports. A simple fact is that in 2022, almost 9 billion people passed through the airports around the world, which is more than the population of the entire planet, which is 7.1 billion as of 2021 data. Now let's look into this populace of the travelers which is coming into the airports and all. Each of us spend minimum 45 minutes to 2 hours in an airport. In this 2 hours, we are looking at various options, we are looking at various medias, and we are looking at information, and we are looking at some entertainment. So how to interrupt the mind space of this traveler and to make use of this traveler's space and the time which is available to make sure that your brand actually interrupt the thought process and also influence the purchasing decisions of these stakeholders. So I will not dwell much on the jargons because you are the industry guys, you know everything about the OOH. So but today what I will throw some light about the scope of this industry and also the opportunities which is coming out and also how you can actually impact this medium. So if you look at 2019 is one of the year when this industry got impacted very heavily, and you all know that almost 2 months all the travel options were shut, and which was lead to many of the airlines getting grounded, and most of the airports revenues comes for a toss, and the industry overall were actually on a lowest node. In India, this is one of the most impacted industry. Many people lost their lives. So it was an uncertain future in 2019 when the COVID was on the full swing. And once the vaccines were out, people started traveling on a small basis to the nearby towns. And once the international travel opens up, Indian in the civil aviation industry were also poised for a takeoff. So what happened after that? Just have a small glimpse of the video. So that is one of the most miraculous recovery in Indian civil aviation, which is a hockey stick kind of growth, which has happened in the last 2 years post-COVID. So if you look at that, we are ready to handle, the airport industry is ready to handle 1 billion trips. Indian airport industry is ready to handle 1 billion trips by the end of 2023. And this constitutes 69% of the total populace of the total travel population of South Asia, which is not a small number. So look at the impact of this industry. Look at the impact of the airports in India. And currently there are 140 airports in India, which includes heliports, aerodromes, waterdromes, all these things, and the number is expected to grow up to 2020 by 2025. And if you look at the total number of airports currently we have 16 major airports, 4 greenfield airports, which is the one currently the latest entry is the Manohar International Airport, Goa. Then there is one coming up in Vizag, one coming up in Navi Mumbai, and the other one Noida. So these are the 4 greenfield airports which is coming up. And then there are 26 brownfield airports currently in India, which is undergoing major transformations across cities, tier 1 and tier 2. So totally you will have 45 major airports in India which can handle more than 4 million population traffic across the year.
We are all born wanderers. But I wonder, do we run out of wonder? Should we stop looking up as we grow up? Hold your gaze. Because out there's others like us. And nothing like us. And who knows where the window will be we look through next. Wanderers, keep wondering. Because the more we wonder, the closer we become.
So that is just an introduction about the various phases in an airport a person goes through. But first look at this, who is our passenger? And who, each of us have been going through this journey. If we want to visit some place, first we will think about it, then we will do research about those destinations, and then we find some airlines, and then through the travel portals, and we book the tickets. And then once you book that ticket, then the journey happens. And then at the destination, we do various activities. And then again the journey back to home, and then we do share those things on our social media handles. So this is the overall journey point. And airports play a major role in the air travel journey, where actually the person comes in and then moves out, and it becomes a part of his life. So this entire, from check-in to check-out in the airport, is the space which is available for an OH marketeer to influence and then introduce his brands to the populace. And if you look at the passenger, he is at different stage of mind when he comes to the airport. When he is alighting from the taxi, he is at an anxious mode, how to close his check-in at the earliest. Then, after the check-in, there is a relaxation mode when he is waiting for the flight to announce. And then, before boarding the flight, there is another anxiety. And then at the flight, then at the arrival stage, when he is coming out, he will have another messages which can be there. So from the anxiety to the excitement at the arrival to the destination is a multiple journey at the airports and also at the outside the airport, which the passenger can be influenced through the various mediums.
I'm going back to see the place where I come from. I can't wait to get back there, it's been too long. I'm going back to stay. Some people tell me that I must be mad to give up what I got for what I had. I don't know, there ain't no knowing, but I don't care because I'm going back. I'm going back to stay.
So who is this airport passenger? He is have a high purchasing power, and he is technologically connected. He is a leader in most of his fields. So he is a passenger who is one of the top 20 of the tier 1 and tier 2 cities. And in a way, a passenger spends almost 45 to 2 hours in an airport, from arrival, disembarkation, then wayfinding, then if it's an international travel, to the immigration counters and to the display board of the gates, then the luggage, then to the customs and security, entertainment and transport. So in a way, there are multiple journeys in an airport which a passenger undertakes. So in this entire 2 hours journey, what he wants is that he wants information, and he wants his time to be well spent in terms of the options, either it's retail or it's F&B or it's any other options, entertainment options which is available at the airport. That was one of the current innovations which is currently happening at the Frankfurt airport and which is having huge traction, and the media brand is already saying that this is one of their best innovations executed in the airport so far. And if you look at that, airport advertising is always attended towards the receptive audience. They are inside the airport and they are waiting for their flights, and you have a 45 to 2 hours time for each of the passengers. And this is the time we can actually interrupt and then influence their mind process for your brand. Affluent audience with the minimal wastage, it's an audience which is already sitting there and which is looking at for the multiple options. And another thing is that an airport brand actually adds value to your advertisement, and also it builds perception about the brand's uniqueness and features. So it's a captive audience which is waiting for your attention and also for your time. And most of the times, international travelers have long dwell times because you are, as per the things you are supposed to report at the airport before 3 hours of the flight. So you have a 3 hours to 2 hours as per in domestic. And airport advertising actually works as per the retailers who is present at the airports. And these are some of the options which is already available at the airports. So I will not dwell much on this screen because you guys know that what is already available and what is across. So I will just move on to the latest. And this in the screen, what you see is one of the biggest airport screens in India. It's almost 28 feet width and 32 meters long. And this has been used on multiple ways by various advertisers currently. And the other factor is that at the Manohar International Airports, we have made sure that our OH doesn't hamper the overall ambience. It has been built into the ambience itself so that our ads doesn't stand out. Now, I will say that the OH is actually working across the digital airport, media in airports. And I would like to give a glimpse about the current, in the recent past, some of the major campaigns across the airports in the world, which has actually been undertaken by multiple brand marketeers.
And hiding things inside them. When I grow old, I hope I won't forget to find them. 'Cause I've got memories and travel like gypsies in the night. I build a home and wait for someone to tear it down. Then pack it up in boxes, head for the next town round. 'Cause I've got memories and travel like gypsies in the night. And 1,000 times I've seen this road, 1,000 times. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots. that's just a wishful plan. Ask me where I come from, I'll say a different land. But I've got memories and travel like gypsies in the night. I count gates and numbers, then play the guessing game. It's just the place that changes, the rest is still the same. But I've got memories and travel like gypsies in the night. And 1,000 times I've seen this road, 1,000 times. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I got no roots. I've got no roots. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I got no roots. I've got no roots. I like digging holes, hiding things inside them. When I grow old, I won't forget to find them. I like digging holes, hiding things inside them. When I grow old, I won't forget to find them. I've got no roots. No roots.
So I will say that to sum up that the audience is already there. The only thing is that you need to innovate and you need to interrupt the thought process to grab their attention. And if that is the case, then the results are guaranteed. That's what I will say that. And I look forward to working with each one of you in Manohar International Airport, Goa. Thank you.